Do 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 do. Oh, there we are. Hello. And I said I wasn't going to do that this time, but like, because I had everything ready only for YouTube to sit up here and get halted on the likes of its loading screen. It's like, yeah, you're live, but wait for it. Wait for it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We'll wait for it, I guess. How you dudes doing? What is going on? It is your boy Apple, and we are back with some more Dokkan. Um, Surprisingly enough, still doing some Krillin stuff, but that's not a major problem. I wanted to get onto a bunch of stuff today, but I guess I'll just have to somehow counterbalance my schedule this week and try to get some more streams in over here on this side. Um, as far as actual uploaded content, I still appreciate you dudes for being patient with me because, like I said, it's been kind of interesting working around everybody's schedules with a bunch of people working from home right now. So, hopefully you dudes are fooling and, yeah, enjoying the likes of the live stream schedule to make up for the lack of pre-recorded content. Nonetheless, so like I said, we're back into the likes of the Krillins today because I didn't do the rest of the transitional part and I didn't do the LR part yet. I don't think we'll get the full LR part done today unless they just feel super generous with the drops, but nonetheless. Also, have you dudes been doing this stuff? Uh, I don't have a translation for it, so I've only made assumptions. I know there's a translation out there now for what it actually is, but I've set my teams up for it, and I've gotten a few, like, event uses or event battles, however they want to count that, but yeah, I don't know what the actual outcome of those are or how much I should feel about those outcomes. So let us start by going to check our medals real quick and just see what that's not our medals. I love how and like we click right into our medals, by the way, but I love how we make that mistake every time. It's just like so it looks like we have 8 Fetty Krills, or is it 10? Let's just go to Awakening and try to awaken this boy to see which ones we actually need. That's training. I'm bad. Okay. We overly skimmed too, by the way. Oh. I'm assuming because we didn't train our boy up. Sometimes dealing with you, Dokkan. Sometimes dealing with you. Not the part I wanted to click on. Stop trying to give me Bomas as feed. I love how that's the thing that they default to, like, let's go feed it. But I guess that's the only thing that I really have down at the bottom of my list right now. So, I have tons of friend points, as most of us probably do at this point. And, you know, there's the likes of Herc and there's the likes of Great Sandman. I was curious if people would be interested in be doing something towards those two units with, speaking of the devil, with the likes of the pull packs. Considering I haven't done it on this account, but, you know, that's all the determination of you dudes. So it'd basically be me working to get them started. Because obviously, with the way that their medals work, I wouldn't be able to do it all on stream. Yeah, that's a good batch that I don't mind just tossing up. So we're gonna do that. Ooh, no, sir. No, sir. Give me that hat back. Give me that hat back, Krillin. Krillin's like, I want the hat. Ooh. Y'all trade that. We have tons more of those than we do hats. Even though the event is supposedly coming back relatively soon, or at least that's what it showed on the likes of the global side, because I believe that's supposed to be getting a new, it's supposed to get a new level section from what I was looking at. But I could be wrong. So now are we good to awaken our boy? We are not. Oh, right, because I put him into the stupid thing, I believe. I believe that's what that is. And because I put him into my batch for this, I can't awaken him until that's done. But we can still go get his medals. Yeah, that's what it is. I was just sitting here like, what the fuck? So we got pre-awakening, which is this. Oops. Not what I meant to do. But I guess that didn't necessarily matter in that situation. I forgot just that quick that we did that pull, so we needed to back out. Luckily enough, we had Hercules, and that was the situation of just one tap and we're done. We're going to boost on and hope this gets us to the rough amount of medals that we need while we double check, because I believe it's 15. Like I said last time, but it just doesn't hurt to double check and be sure in a situation like this. So by boosting up and doubling into our medals here, we can probably get it done in a run. And then hopefully save the other two boost offs into the likes of going into the third stage. Oops. Yeah. I messed with my game window for half a second. I was like, hold on. I can't be doing that now. You should have that. I switched him around on purpose to keep that rotation going, only to sit up here and mess up on our actual orb figures. I mean, like, I knew that he would be taken care of, but I just didn't want to mess up my rotation in that manner. It's cool either way. It's just one of those things that, we'll give it to Ginyu because one, that's... well, either way, he's getting hit, but I have a feeling that this was more so the super attack, if there is one in this rotation. Let's see if I'm right, though. Oh, I guess we won't get the chance to see if I was right there. So unless it doubles up on giving me more than one for a boost on the metal, then it's probably not worth using our boost for this one. Which is why I said keeping the other two boost for the extra state. Yeah. I just wanted to see what the possibility was there. So that should put us up to 13 for that, though. Which, I think that's a sizable jump, considering we only need 15 of them. Which means we should only have to do 2 more runs of this level, and then we could jump over to the final position. So my buddy TK, when he was here last and I was doing this, he was asking if I was going to do the double Krillin, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up doing the double Krillin versus spinning the Kais on it. Mind you, I do have the Kais to spin for it, but it's more so a situation of wanting to preserve them just in case I do need to put them on anything else, like a retired unit or something of the sorts. Our boy Jace about to take the super for us. Maybe not. Maybe Gohan got this handled again. Well, pretty much. He handled it to a point where Jace can get the slick kill in before his turn, or before he takes that super attack. It's the sad thing, I feel like none of my LR units are actually at max level. I just kind of leave them to slowly grind to the 150 zone versus putting the last few items on them, just because of how much it usually costs. So I think most of them are like 140, 145-ish area. Which is really sad, because at that point it's like, yeah, just throw them the bone. But like, I don't know, dude. Which, considering the way I talk about resources inside of this game might sound a little backwards, I am, like, aware of resources and I am, like, concerned about them inside of the game. It's just more so, it depends on the situation. We gotta go for that 7 this time, just to end it off, so... because we went for the 8 last time. This starting rotation, both Gohans here. Both Johans. We'll give my Gohan the short end of the stick by letting him go off orb. And we'll go on orb for the friend Gohan. because he's ranking in lower. I mean, it's not like he got to use it, but he was ranking in lower, so it was just a precaution to kind of be like, alright. It's kind of the best practice, unless you know the friend unit. You usually don't want to sit up here and leave them SOL. You can leave your units SOL because you know your units, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be mad at my units for not performing at max capacity, but hey. I stood up here and had a rainbow unit on a team one time that was a friend unit. I'm sitting here like, oh man, this dude's gonna take care of it. And next thing I know, I look up, he takes one hit. My boy is... I was like, what's your defense? What's your defense? Because I had the same unit unrainbowed on the team, and I'm like, hold up. How'd my unit take the hit, but you out here like, ooh. I took this much damage. It's terrible in that way sometimes. So just to double check, because that should be 15 right there. That's 12, so... Yeah, I was thinking about the wrong medal. I was thinking about this one. So that's my bad. We do have 3 more runs of that. And in the back of my head, I was thinking to myself, what if we were thinking about the wrong medal, though? But that's the purpose of double checking stuff like that. So 3 more runs then. Which isn't too crazy. It's this 3rd stage that I'm kind of just like, oof, too. Because we have 10 medals out of 777. Where that goes, we shall see. Raccoon! Put that boy up front. We're going to give him all his orbs. Boost into the likes of Gohan. And then we're going to go tech with Frieza and, you know, in the just in case zone of not doing the one-hit kills. There's the likes of Mr. Frieza coming in with an additional. Do 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 do. So this was the great part of this team in its heyday, where you would just have the double Gohans, because everybody was running Gohan at the time. That's the bonus of, well, any double lead, but it's just like bonus upon bonus. But when the lead is super good and has symmetry amongst the whole team for people that don't play Dokkan and are watching, it basically makes the whole flow set. It makes the whole meta for the team, where it's like, yeah, there's another leader for it, but does that leader match up in doubles as well as this other leader? There are some cases where you use the mix match leader, but I feel like for a long time now, it's just been, yeah, double up on your leader. That's how we do it. Unless you're playing, like, World Tournament, because World Tournament, then it's the situation of Rainbow Goku Black. It's the situation of Rainbow Goku Black. So I was talking about last time how the first stages track is a little bit dull to be messing with over and over. This track, it's sad that we only have to do it really 15 times because this track, it has a nice riff in it. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I see you. We'll go there because it's going to reset orbs anyway. Do 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 do. Let's see if we can full power this freeze. We're still a little short on it. Oh well. I still think that counts for his other animation. Actually, I say that, and I don't know how many animations our Frieza Boy has. He should have 3. But I could be wrong and just be spoiled by other cards and thinking in the same situation or in the same light of it. That's always the mystery roulette of some of the LR units. You get to see them do the greatness and jump around and beat stick things, and then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Do. When I'm done with this, I think I need to go check out the full riff for this song. Because we're just getting like a few seconds of it at a time as I travel the map. But it's really dope sounding. It kind of reminds me of a track that would be in Kirby Air Ride on like a Meta Knight based stage. I know the market for kart racers is pretty overflooded nowadays. Somehow that's a miraculous statement to come back out of my mouth that I didn't think would happen. Because the market was just really the big two for a while. But, yeah. I'm surprised that there's not been a resurgence or a call for the likes of Kirby Air Ride to come back. Mind you, that's not the major racer that I'd be like, yo, we need that back. The major racer that I'm still like, we need that back till the world end is F-Zero, but we wouldn't really count that as a kart racer, so it's just a tagline of this conversation because we're talking about racers. Do 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 do. Oof. The big Millie? Did you just drop the big Millie on him? I think we did. In the age of hitting for 6 million, it's not everybody's niche, but still seeing an older unit hit for rough milli, it's nice. So that's 15 right there. Which means we can switch our course and set sail set sail for the likes of doing the third stage. We're going to eat the meats and let's go. Overboosted and all. On one hand, Rainbow Goku Black. He's gonna put in the work. On another hand, consistency. I think I'll go for consistency because this is a boosted, yep. This is the reason why we double check things. We're gonna go for consistency because this is a boosted run, and then after the boosted run, if rainbows are still there, we'll do some with the rainbow units. So I think the only time that you dudes really got to see me do this third stage was the first time I ran the event just to show it off. And that was the only run that I did for this. I got lucky with a straight 10 piece on my first roll, but this ain't that. Or at least I hope this is that, because now I'll cut this down to a severely lesser number of runs. But it is to be determined. With that should be the first phase completed. Again, you said, fuck type disadvantage. I'll take the first phase for you right here. Let's create this rotation for our third phase, because I don't think we're going to one-shot that necessarily. But I could be wrong, and that'd be a nice thing to be proven wrong about. Be out here like, oh man, it's so great. My boy dropping the good. He dropping the good Destructo disc. We're going to shoot in. We're going to double up on our Gohan's boosted links to make sure that this hits right. Mind you, we messed up by not going for type advantage on the move to give it the bonus there, but it works. So I think he's 3 bar on health. That's why I'm like, we're not going to one shot. Let me stop. It's like, we're not going to one shot this. Pretty much one shots the event still. So we got a 10 piece. Let's see what our bonus is on that. Because I think the boosted bonus can still be a lower amount of medals versus just matching it. But like, dude, let me find out. Hey, we're up to 30 medals now. Now only 747 more medals to go. Ooh. Ooh. I like how the last one, he's at 140, but he wasn't rainbowed. And I'm sitting here looking at this rainbow unit like, you're only at 125, but you're rainbowed. Consistency. Hopefully that was the wrong choice. Hopefully that was the wrong choice. Bummer, dude. Anything? No, Zenny there. I was like, I wanted just the slightest of key boost in order to ensure that we went forward with this, but hey man, you can't win them all. So let's set this rotation up again to begin with. We're going to let Jace have his maximum effectiveness there because it doesn't really affect Gohan too much in that situation. So first phase taken care of. Mr. Krill. Mr. Krill, what's good, dude? I'm not gonna mess with you though. I can't wait to have this unit done just to have a viable Gohan out here. Or a viable Gohan. That's my bad because I was using the Gohan at the second. A viable Krillin on team. It's just too bad. I don't think you could cheese the system and make an all Krillin team. Because I feel like that'd be really funny. I'd have to do some cross-referencing of the names to see if there's any gap that lets you overlap them. Mind you, I say viable as if the other Krillins aren't. They are. It's just more so having an elevated Krillin out here on the LR status. Some. Alright guys, what's good? It's your boy, Krill. Bet you weren't ready for this. It's a little lower than what I thought we'd hit for, but nonetheless, still good positioning there. That was all around set up to be the same way that the phase ended last time. So add 14 more to that total, and that should be 44 for our current medal count. The boost went off, right? Yep. And we got some neat little bonuses there. Let's burst for round 3. I remember the first time I did one of these events, and I believe it's LR Goku that I was talking about with it. Man, the first time that I was told that it was 777 medals, I was like, this is just never gonna get done. It's not gonna happen. Surely enough, it happened. It was just one of those things of, it took 5 ever, my dude, at that point in Dokkan of just slowly grinding the unit up week after week to make sure that it actually happened. Gohan, you got this. I believe in you, my boy. You got the +3 bonus on you. You getting revenge on Krillin? Well, not necessarily revenge, but, you know, you're seeing who got the better hidden potential boost out here. We're gonna let Frieza take the frontal, the lead singer role for a second, and then we're going to play like everybody else is going to get a chance to hit. Frieza with that nice dodge on the attack from Krillin. Don't necessarily know what we were going to catch from Krillin there, but hey, A dodge is a dodge. This was just a very sinister level play for this loadout. We're going to go with Goku Black. We're going to let Jace side roll. We don't necessarily need to predict the super attacks in this rotation, but it would be nice to keep him there just in case a Ginyu or somebody else gets slid into the role. I love that attack animation so much. The way that he just comes out of it afterwards. It reminds me so much of a comic panel in some sense of the matter. No additional attack from our Frieza there. That's the sad part, but it works. It works out for the better. Because now we get to see the cool Comic Sans panel again. Probably not that exact animation, but we'll still get super out. Which, that's worth doing. Speaking of super, I'm so glad I moved that Ginyu out of position, as the likes of doing the second animation wouldn't have been worth it if we would have got dirted right there. So we don't get the cool 20. That puts us at the likes of 64. Man, I wish I would have got the 20s while we were doing our boostos. Mind you, we technically did, in the sense that we got double 10s from the boost, but man, look at that 20. So the secondary part of me grinding for the additional Krillin is the part that definitely won't happen on stream, because I'll probably need to be working on some other stuff as far as Dokkan goes. So it'd just be doubling up on the same experience at that point too. We're bumping right into... Nope. I was like, we're gonna bump right into the Zenny as a double up too. That's gonna be a nice little run. We got Ki, we got Zenny, we got everything popping off. We're gonna flop you to the front very sloppily. We're going to double down like that. Our very sloppy flop set up here and worked out. Shoutouts. Shoutouts to the dodge. We get to see full animation here again. Maybe not. We're a little shorter than I thought. I thought we were right on the marker there. Oh wait, no. We are. I thought it stopped too short, and I was like, yeah, oh. More specifically, it looks like a 90s panel from a Marvel book. trying to think of who specifically, but I'm just blanking hard. Bro, it said, I don't go down without no fight. I ain't no bitch. Shit, he dropped 20k on Frieza. You're right, you ain't. You come a long way, my boy. We got the 7s there. So that should put us at the likes of 71. I'm actually more so surprised that I'm keeping track of this mentally. But while doing the likes of the other level, as sitting up here, we only need this many more. Damn, how many runs have we done? I was just looking at myself like, apps. Drop the big 2. I'm gonna go 3 forward and see if I could get anything off that. Into a stam. We're gonna 4 to that. A item is better than no item, so I'll take it. And we'll take the 9 this time as our finishing number. Do 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 do. That's going to be interesting in a second, because I realized that I forgot to switch scenes. So, technically, I'm on the right screen, but I'm not on the right screen for, or I'm not on the right scene set for the likes of YouTube, and I can't necessarily switch that midstream. So, in advance, apologies to the Patreon homies or anybody else watching this later, because the end card won't necessarily be there, or I guess I could add it at the end. It's just something that I just thought about, and I'm like, oh, because I looked over and I was like, my alert box isn't there. That's funny. Yeah, let's go there. Because there's no reroll on this situation, so having the guarantee for our boy Barter would be good. Or not. They said screw Barter's guarantee. I say we're ending on 9, so we're gonna end on 9, but still. That's 7. It would have been perfect because that's exactly the amount of medals we got, but I don't know, dude. We settled for it. We gotta take it. There goes our other rainbow boy. He's back to play. Well, they put it right in front of us, and they gave us a 1. How could I deny it at that point? We're going to long for it. 2 into the silver. I was hoping that we'd get a 1 for the likes of that extra question mark bonus there. We scrapped on both of them, too. That's the sad part. Alright. Let us roll into it. Barda. I know this next rotation about to be fires all day, because look what we're missing from this first one. We ain't got no type of strength heat out here. Though, maybe that was for the best that we didn't have that strength heat. Because one turning or one hitting a 1 phase is like, alright. One hitting a 2 phase is like, yeah. But now that we got the strength heat, we don't have the orbs to fire that manpower out. That's funny. And wrecked. Thank you, Mr. Goku Black. We're going to shoot in with Mr. Jace. This should not be a finish, but fingers crossed. If Jace takes at least 1.5, he took 1. I was gonna say, if he takes 1.5, there's a strong chance Barter might get it low enough for Raccoon to come in for the quick cleanup, but... Oh? They say, what you say about us not getting the kill? And Raccoon? Nope. Raccoon didn't get it, but that was damn close. I expected them to put out big damage. It was just the fact that I didn't expect a kill. Yeah, we weren't going to get that unless we let Gohan hit. But if we let Gohan hit, then it was going to be the situation of, we're not going to get to see it. My boy dodged hard as hell. He's like, bye. Was add some insult to that injury. Bye. That should be 14 more to the 71 that I previously added, so that should be 85. Do 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 do. We're basically going to consume all the meat that we currently have on this account and see how far we make it via that. But I'm definitely not using any stones on replenishing stamina, just for the sheer fact of there being stuff teased around the corner, so I don't want to necessarily mess up pools on that, because we already messed up our pools for the likes of the Gotenks and the likes of the Boo. So, we're just not getting to pull on that. It's one of those situations of, fine. I'll just wait. Mind you, I had enough for a pull, but enough for a pull puts us back into the same situation. So I kind of just have to let my stone stockpile again for a while. Do 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 do. Sometimes that's the hardest thing inside of a game, though, because you'll see stuff that you want, and it's just like, my virtual currency that I'm not trying to spend any cash on. I'm having that problem with Dragalia right now, because I'm like, dude, I really want these Fire Emblem characters, and like, yeah, they'll be back again, probably, because it's basically annual at this point with the way that they're doing the showcases for them. But it's just like, I want them just to be safe. I need to log in because they just put that girl, Taki in as a dragon. But yeah, I haven't pulled Crom, I haven't pulled the likes of, trying to think of who else they put in. I haven't pulled Veronica, and I'm just mad at that. I'm like, damn, bro. It's a different situation when it comes to the likes of playing Dragalia for pulling dupes, because you don't necessarily put dupes into each other unless it's a dragon. So a lot of time, like, yeah, you get water for upgrading the other units, but it's like, I don't know. I want the unit. Take the one hit. Take the one hit and walk it out. It'd be stupid to make him take the double. Oh, we didn't notice it until we had already selected what Gohan was going to do. Until we noticed what Gohan was going to do. I see. So that should be 92. We're having pretty nice consistency with this. I do wish we could hit our higher numbers on it to cut down on the number of pulls or the number of runs a little bit, but nonetheless. Also, I'm surprised that they didn't just do increments of 7, considering that the final number is 777. That they didn't just do 7, 14, and 21, because like it's 7, 10, and 20. And I think like the lower number is, I forget. Your boy ain't trying to find out either. Sort of the most annoying thing about enjoying so many damn mobile games is the updates. You'll think that you're good for a game, and then you just have you open it up, talking about something. I'm gonna just play a little bit. Update. Nah, never mind. Never mind. We're good. Gogeta should have this covered. Nope. No? Oh. Way to subvert expectations, Gogeta. Definitely not there. That's definitely not where we're going with that, sir. We'll take the L on that because it ended up in Frieza getting rainbows and strength orbs. But I was kind of just looking like, well, damn. Couldn't Ginyu have gotten those perps? Not without getting hit with the Zalt, apparently. So that probably would have hit us for 48,000. Hey Justin, how are you doing? What goes on with you today? On one note, I could just keep this, grab these Fizz orbs. Nothing necessarily bad will happen in that situation, and we get the attack from Mr. Gogeta. Alternatively, I could hot swap all the way over here, which is what I think I might end up doing, because I don't think we're going to get too much of a reroll off of that on orbs. It prevents Raccoon from necessarily getting a super like he would have gotten, but it gives both of our strength units a super, and it lessens the, well, I wouldn't say lessen, because it would have been neutral damage on Raccoon, and Raccoon already has high defense. But it basically wrecked my boy. $15 there. So plus the 92, I believe I said. So that should be 107. I want to say we've done 8-ish runs, maybe a little bit more. I lost track because we were doing the other part before this. But for the amount of runs we've done to be at 107, I think that's all right. They said, "You want to search? All right, bro. Here you go. Take Krillin." I will take a Lr Krillin. Just without all this stone grinding. Or, not stone, metal grinding. Stone grinding. Man, I want some of that. Yep. That's the one right there. Dudes, man. So, I'm getting more and more. I've always been into figure collecting, but I'm getting more and more into resin collecting. And your boy is kind of still upset that he missed out on some DB stuff or some DBZ stuff for some resin collection. And I've been looking at some other stuff that I'm like, oh man, that'd be dope to pick up as far as the resin side of things. But every time I see this Krillin, it makes me think of the Android 18 I missed out on. There's a Trunks and a Super Saiyan 4 Broly that I kind of have eyes on that are on the cheaper side of the resin collection gang. But these are all ambitions for later. That should be cleanup right there. Yep. So at this point, I guess it's not really that much of a guessing game. It is fun for me to kind of see how well I know my units in the sense of, oh, are they about to get it? Are they gonna... So over here, nothing. The minute my boy hits doing a super, hey, we all friends, right? Hi, I'm Frieza. I love your work. You know, that time you died. I gotta log in like hell for the likes of Dragalia. Mind you, I'm not gonna get all the bonuses, but that's my fault. We got 6 more days worth of logging in hard to it. Hard swap down to that position. Going to have Jace chase for the super. We're going to up Ginyu right there with his Ki Blast, but whether or not that's necessarily going to cut it, we'll see. It cut it. 114. That should be where we're at now. It also means I need to grind the hell out of this event in the background while doing other stuff. Now we realize this now due to the fact that if that's going away, that means that the event itself is going away relatively soon. We're going to shoot for the background. I need to know how try hard I have to go on this. There's something weird about pulling on Dragalia without the actual music, but your boy ain't trying to get hit with the beat copyrights. The beat copyrights. That's all we could do. Another pack of all duplicates, dude. That's a bummer. Alright. I'm gonna close that for now. After all, we gotta focus up on our boy, the Krillin. Otherwise, we'll just have Frieza sitting here like, tick-tock. How these inferior mortals think that they can defeat me. But I'm wasting my time here. Zarbon, please be a dear and handle them. That's messed up our rotation, but hey man, we should be good. If anything, it just means a longer round next time. You guys will be one short for a strength unit on float, but we should have that in the second rotation. Yeah. We're going to let you grab all of the hose and orbs. You go for it. And if paced right, near death. Because I think we would have had to get perfect animation for Frieza in order to get death. Oh, he said, shut the fuck up. 121. Let's go for Gogeta. So I messed around with the chords for my computer a bit and tried to make everything just a little bit more organized in this general area. It didn't necessarily work out because I had to do something midway through it. So some of the positioning isn't quite where I wanted it to be. But let me just tell you, dude. It's been really weird to have moved my computer in a position where, like, it was always right in front of my legs, but now it's right next to my leg. So I'm just sitting up here, like, I could feel that heat now. That's altogether just a different category of sitting. A different category of sitting. Yeah, totally. There we go. I was like, is there a way to possibly hit all three blues there? But if it wanted to happen, it would have happened. I don't think that was necessarily meant to happen in that position, though. So close. Double dodge from Ginyu. I mean, I made the rookie mistake of not noticing that he would have got hit, but the fact that my man hit a double dodge on him, like, nah, we good. That's amazing in its own right. We're going to go for the physicals via Raccoon. We're going to go for the ints via Gogeta, and we're going to go for agility via Birder. So the only one that didn't get his actual elemental boost is Gogeta, but that's fine. Because his super attack should be... Ooh. Maybe it wasn't as fun as I thought it was. I thought it was going to drop exactly to yellow bar, but that's fine. We're going to pop up that route, grab all of the strengths, go for the agilities, and I think there's more physicals here, so we'll go via the physical. I don't know if the rainbow orb would have caught there, and if it would have caught, I don't know if it would have necessarily equaled out to about the same, but it didn't need to. Nonetheless, 5. What's that? 126. I said I didn't want to find out, game. How dare you? How dare you, game? We have about 2 more days, though, before we get to find out if all of this was worthwhile. Because we can't even get our boy to his next status rate until that happens. Two days is when they're supposed to release our units back to us. Or release my units back to me, because I don't know if it's based on when you put your units in. That's funny. Do 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 do. That should be worthwhile. At this point, it's kind of just running the cycles or running through the paces as we hope for plus 10 or 10 or better metal cycle drops. It's heartbreaking when it's not a 10 plus, but nonetheless. It just kind of becomes this situation of sitting here and waiting it out. Amongst that, though, I have something annoying happening due to the cord switch with one of my monitors, and I'm just like, I've been sitting here looking at it as it keeps doing the annoying thing every now and then, like, just take tonight off and fix that. It kind of throws you off your game to kind of just see it flash off for a second and flash back on out the corner of your eye, because you'll be mid train of thought and then you'll go, what? Going on over there? Oh yeah, I know what's going on over there. Yeah, nah, I take back my statement. I'm glad that I screwed over Raccoon that last run, because look at what he just took in comparison to what our boy Gohan took. I think Gohan took 1800. This boy Raccoon just took a solid 64. 64,000. Sir, that's not legal. That's very not legal. That should be... Hold up. That should be the likes of... I thought I saw something, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab it. It was not what I thought I saw. That should be the likes of 133, something like that. Six right to him. So at least we get that, and then going to walk it, soft walk it in, and grab ourselves our new medals. Oh, I gotta just becomes cocky at this point, but once you have, this is why I said it's walking the paces at this point. Once you have the strat down for these, they're not hard, they're just tedious grind fest. Which is the reason that they don't initially get their bonus drop rates, because we're talking about how they need to have their bonus categories attached to them when they launch. That's the only reason that they leave them up for so long, and that's the way that they keep people, quote-unquote, interested. By leaving these events up without their bonus categories for a decent period of time, so people have to invest into it to play it for long strands, versus relying on the boost plus the bonus to net them enough medals in a short amount of runs. Granted, it's still 700 something medals, so you'd have to take into account the bonus multiplier times some kind of equation to throw them into. It's a shifting variable at that point. So it's still not like guaranteed, but it'd be faster. Get you out of there. After Raccoon's last performance, my brain's like, I don't know if I should let Raccoon be in there. But we'll let it fly. Bonus attack from the Friezas. We're just getting real treated by Mr. Frieza today. Obvious choices are obvious here. Swap you to the back to give Jace the bonus if the cleanup doesn't go well. Oh, well, some of the obviousness worked out. And our boy is down once more. He's out for the count, and that should be 140. Three or four stamina bars. Uh, 25 each, minus the 2 that I did, 54. My stamina is about 109, so that's 4 runs per stamina bar, so that adds up to 12 plus the 2 50s, so that should be the likes of 14 runs. I'm probably off in that guesstimation of how many runs we've actually done, but I'm trying to compare. Wait, no, because we also had 150 stamina at one point because of how we recovered stamina. So, bit more, maybe in the 16 to 18 range of how many runs we've done, but eh. I like how they gave my man's one key exactly. They say, here you go. Here's a sympathy key. We gotta give you that petty key to just move slightly forward. Do 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 do. I wonder what team I need to set up for how I'd need to set up the rotations basically to one-shot each phase. I mean, we basically just did that for 2 of the phases, but and we've done it for the 3rd phase. It's just more so how to be more consistent with that condition right there. Well, step 1 is probably giving the rainbow and strength orbs to the Frieza versus just giving him the rainbow orbs. He might have did a little bit more damage at that rate, but nonetheless. That's a mistake I could live with. I'm trying to see where we could really hit. That was the only place that we would get the proper hit, but I didn't see the rainbows attached at first. Hey, we got a 10. We are living it up to the best of our ability. I was going to check, but we got about 1 more run, and then we might have some more meat. That should be about 150, but yeah, we got about 1 more run, unless we do have the extra meat that I'm thinking about, and the meat should probably be 4 more runs for now. We could have got that for freeze instead of using 2 turns for that. That's fair. At least we got it. That's no major deal. If we would have missed it and I would have saw that, I would have been like, no! How could we miss the beautifulness of Ki? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I do kind of wonder what the skill is that they all share. 'Cause I'm just kind of coasting along with it because of him working well with them. But my brain's also like, yo, what do you actually have in common with them? I wanted to say Brainiac only because I know he's linking up with Barter. But I could be wrong on that. Let's see if our boy cleans up now. It's always at the sacrifice of somebody else not cleaning up, though. That's what having such a stiff unit that doesn't work well with others does for your team. Life lessons with Apple and Dokkan. Okay. Somebody outside is in some peril. I just heard the loudest scream, dude. I'm coasting this so hard at this point that I didn't even realize that we were at his last health bar. Just sitting there like, oh, yeah, yeah. No, that might also be due to the scream outside throwing me off, because that's like, huh? It threw off my whole train of thought there. 157? Dude. I kind of wonder what the logic is of them not including the Super 2 rank anymore to gain guaranteed better drops. Like, it's rolled into this third rank in some sense. And I was speculating about it before in, I want to say it's the second or the first session of this. But that question comes in the package of, okay, yeah, it's not there, and technically the third level is still just the same thing. But I don't know. I'm curious as what caused that change internally. Maybe it's not such a big deal. Because like I said, it's not crazy different. It's just interesting in its own right that it doesn't exist anymore. So there's a spot on my monitor, and the way that Krillin just loaded in with his with the positioning for the game itself, it looked like he had something stuck in his teeth. And dude, I mean, That would have been the funniest thing to actually be caught on camera, because it's like, what? Hold on, really? What you doing, my dude? Why do you got your teeth looking like that? That's nasty. Y'all space ducks don't be flossing? And clean up. Is anybody out of the group worried about this? No? No? Okay, cool. Clean up. And on to the third phase we go. I do really like the shading on this one before we move on. Like, dude, just look at the dramatic flare inside of his picture. It's really nice shading. And let's shoot forward. That shouldn't be the worst choice that I made all day. Clearly, since certain things on his team choose to act differently, so the worst choice would probably be letting Raccoon take a hit. But we'll see how interesting this Ginyu hit provides if he lets him hit. Yep. Oof. Okay, so worst choice, but also unaware that it was going to be a super there that time. Well, at least with the Raccoon one, we knew that it was going to be a super, and my man still was like, nah, I take it. I take the super. Took the super. Shit, I couldn't take the super. You got this. You got that little. No, no. Okay. All right. Still believe in you, buddy. Get bartered. Clean up. It doesn't make a difference, but we'll give him the cleanup because I think everybody else on the team's getting the final hit on Krillin except for him. Actually, no, I take that back because his additionals, so he has gotten the cleanup. They said it doesn't make a difference, huh? Take these 5 battles instead, then. Shit. That's what I get. Doot doot. Doot doot. Doot. Okay. Let's shoot for it. So we have 2 more. Unless we gain 5 stamina magically during our next battle. That's a good set of runs, and that gives you a general idea of the process for this. I talked about not knowing how I was going to handle the rest of this in the first place when I got to this point last time, and I was like, well, maybe we'll just do the 777 part offline, but I'm actually more like, yeah, well, I'm glad we did part of it here. I don't know if we'll do a fourth part. I'll let the future kind of decide itself in that, right? But at its own pace, I think it was a good choice to do this much of it over here. We'll have a real feel for what's left to do once we have all of our, or once we go view how many medals we've gotten the last set of runs. So 157 was, so 162 roughly. Do. Luckily enough, that's not a super hit, because I know somebody's going to be like, didn't you just go through this with Ginyu? Now you're going to go through it with Ginyu again. It's not a super hit, and it's not the final form of Krillin, so I'm not as worried about it. Yeah. Because Ginyu's more likely to take down second form Krillin. Third form Krillin, as I'm just imagining Krillin cosplay as all the different forms of Frieza. Third form Krillin, though, he has the stat advantage over us to the point where, yeah, that should have been a clear be more cautious moment. I ain't even mad that he took that much damage, because one, he is the type disadvantaged unit, and two, us not knowing generally that that was going to happen. Speaking of that super right there, shoutouts to Frieza for getting that additional. We didn't drop any supers that round, but we sure as hell get him to the green. We're gonna go for it and keep Jace at the tail end of this. Hopefully that's end right there. But it depends on how hard Gogeta hits in this one. Yeah, there we go. I had to be sure because one of the guest Gogetas, he's up here and he hit. It is like, damn, who did I let hit? Gogeta or Chaozu? 169. Perfection. Do. I thought we were going to end on a perfect note with 169, and only to find out that we still had more. Up, Shadow, how are you doing? You have a question? Shoot, what's good? Also, how are you doing today? Yes, I'm fine, and you? I'm doing alright. Chillin'. So what's your question? Do 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 do. Do do. Starting hand is alright. Second phase will have a rough time. It's more so interesting that start. If it's the other way around with the 3 strengths together on first hand, and then we get the mixed bag second phase, it basically just ensures that third phase is going to be cool. I'm just searching a Dokkan account, or sharing a Dokkan account with just 1 or 2 good units. Please, have you got a second account? I can change one account of another game if you want. Are you asking me for an account? I don't have an account to give away, my dude. Plus, if you got 1 or 2 good units, really just ride out those 1 or 2 good units. The way this game works is, yeah, it's a gacha, and yeah, there's a lot of units you just won't get. There's a lot of units you just won't rainbow. But the longer you play at it, and really if you're into it a decent amount, in what you put into it, you'll get a lot of shit inside of this game. Like, I remember I didn't have LRs way back, and then, you know, long enough, they started giving out free LRs, and then there was the likes of just pulling LRs and URs and other different good things. So I say just keep at your account, dude. Because who says you'll get those 2 or 3 good units that you got back and pulls? I remember when we were when I was first playing the game, one of my buddies told me dupes didn't matter. Man, I still haven't pulled some of those units back over again. Bro, I'm French. I don't understand all. I'm sorry, dude. I don't speak French, so I can't really help you fully in that right then. Just you have one or not? No, I don't have one for you, dude. I don't have a spare account. Sorry, man. Hopefully you find somebody with a spare account. Bad decisions were almost made in me not paying attention again. That's so funny to me, in some rights. No problem. Thanks for stopping by, my dude. Hopefully you find what you're looking for. That should be 174. What I say still holds point, though, for anybody out there. Oh my god. Thought we were about to have to do 4 more runs just because of that level up right there. It still holds true to anybody at home, though. If you're just starting out your account, yeah, just keep at your account. You'll eventually get good pulls, or you'll eventually accumulate enough good free-to-play units at 174, like I said. That your account will become good versus the likes of really trading in your account, because there's no guarantee you'll get said units back, or some of the certain units back, if you like X unit or Y unit specifically. We are now up to 75 stones. Not a crazy amount, but almost enough for 2 pulls. Awesome, Mr. Shadow. Thank you so much for that sub, my dude. Appreciate that. I think that's about all I have for now. We're at about 2 hours, and we have no stamina on this account really left. So I think that's a good spot at roughly a fifth of what we needed. A fourth of what we needed. Oh, I kind of had the number game down until we needed to sit up here and do fractions real quick. It's one of those situations of all of this grinding coming together to work out once we get things going. Nonetheless, like I said, because of my dumb mistake, I don't have the end screen up for this time because I also forgot that my transition for Twitch will play, and yeah, that's another reference of issue here for me not changing the scene. So, with that being said, dudes, thank you so much for chilling out. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself and I provided you with some form of entertainment. To anyone that's new here, thanks so much for coming through and chilling out. If you set up here and subscribe, welcome to the Cereal Bowl Nation, greatest nation on the internet. If you ain't know it, I know it. Hopefully you're doing super duper, and I can provide you with your vitamins and nutrients for your entertainment breakfast. To any returning Super Bowls, any returning Cereal Bowls, as always, thank you for coming through, sitting up here, sharing your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, all that goodness that makes me want to stream longer, better, faster, stronger, just to talk to you guys on a more consistent basis. To anybody curious to check out links such as the Twitch or any other things that I might have posted, those are down below inside the description. You can go check those out and see what else I'm up to outside of streams and videos on this side. There's also the likes of the Patreon if you'd like to become a supporter, like our boy Mr. Cam Popplestone, which his name might not be able to be seen right now, but you know, still gotta rep him. And you can get extra perks inside and outside of streams. And then there's the likes of, I'm trying to think of what else I'm forgetting right now. There's something I'm probably forgetting. Oh, if you have any comments, because you're watching this post verbatim, post live, you can leave those down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Rather it's just you saying hi, rather it's you talking about your experience with the Krillins, rather it's you wanting to say something specifically about what I was doing. But with all that being said, dudes, I'll catch you all later. Munch, munch, munch. Peace out. That's a wrap.